Forza Motorsport 5 will make you love cars. It'll also make you hate your friends. The newest installment of Forza doesn't radically change the series, and some might protest the absence of some tracks and hundreds of cars. But as the series' introduction to next gen, it sets a great benchmark for where the series goes from here. Forza Motorsport 5 can play sort of like an arcade racer, but its passion pushes towards simulation. Forza isn't about the spectacle that drives games like Need for Speed Rivals, it's about learning tracks. And more, it's learning about the cars you're driving, their quirks, their strengths. As you get better at Forza and disable driving aids, every car is slowly revealed to be its own puzzle to be solved. Thankfully, Forza Motorsport 5 continues the series' goal of accessibility. There are a number of options present to ease less familiar players into Forza's world. The most obvious is the return of the driving line. It's a guide projected on the track that shows you where the ideal point for your car is on any given turn. When it's yellow, you should slow down, and red is a warning to brake. Even more helpful is the replay feature. At almost any time, you can hit the Y button to reverse time and rerun a part of the course in real time. Take the last turn on Laguna Seca too hard and slide into the sand? Try it again. Get smashed into a railing? Try again. Unlike other racers, Forza wants you to get things right without wasting your time. And ideally without hating the inventor of the combustion engine anytime you blow a decent lead with one miscalculation. This ties into the spirit of what Forza Motorsport 5 is about. It's not a dry, library-like collection of cars, observed in clinical details with white rubber gloves. Developers Turn 10 and their collaborators from the BBC's Top Gear want you to get your hands and your car dirty. They want you to love cars and car culture as much as they do. Forza's constant gentle push forward through race series and new event types is tailored to keep you playing and keep you learning more. Of course, you might forget about that love and devotion when you get rammed out of a turn. Forza Motorsport 5's biggest addition is the Drive Atar system. As you play, the game pulls telemetry data and analyzes your behavior server-side. The result is a sort of driver profile that pops up in your friends' races. This addition makes just about every race in Forza feel like you're pitted against human players. It was eye-opening being thrown against friends who were playing the game and finally getting a view into their driving habits. My conclusion? Pretty much everyone in Forza drives like an asshole. I wasn't far into Forza before I was swearing at my television, cursing the virtual representations of my friends for their on-track behavior. The Drive Atar system leads to AI that is irritatingly competitively human. Racers bumped, collided, nudged, and generally played dirty, and the first turn in most races was a calamity. It forced me to think on my feet more than Forza typically has. This ties into my only real complaint with Forza 5. There's no more penalty for car damage at the end of a race, and the motivation to keep your car intact is mostly gone. The result is a game that feels a little more physical and a little less graceful than its predecessors. That said, just about every race was exciting. I wasn't just paying attention to my driving in the track. I had to be watching the competition all the time. Most races were a constant struggle rather than an early fight with a cushy late race lead. Driving and succeeding always feels like an accomplishment. This is helped by Forza's excellent controls, along with a new addition on the Xbox One's controller, the impulse triggers. The way Forza feels, physically, is probably the most next-gen thing about it. The controller's triggers give an incredible amount of useful, tactile feedback. I knew exactly when I was pushing my car too hard in a turn, based on how aggressively the controller fought my inputs. It made me a better driver. Not everything has made it in Forza's transition to new hardware. There are less tracks than 2011's Forza Motorsport 4, and less cars, but the trade-off is worth it. With a stunning, light-filled world of engines and tire smoke, and the most convincing, aggressive AI the series has seen, Forza Motorsport 5 is the Xbox One's first must-own game.